Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is Tuesday, December the 1st, 2020, and you're listening to episode 95 of the Can I Say Something podcast. I'm your host, and a recluse with a juicy caboose, Damian. Joining me today is...
Stage.
Today, we'll be discussing Oscar bait movies, films that come out this year. They'll be in contention for Best Picture this coming Oscar season. Talking about some movies I've watched, some of the things that Dan has watched as well, some Queen's Gambit, some of The Crown, some other things, and might do a little That Game later on. Dion, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
That's
good holiday, man. You know, how was your holiday? Thanksgiving.
It was great. It was one of the best ones ever. I feel like a lot of people online are saying that as well, being like, why do we hang out with people we hate once a year and do all this stress and all this work for 12 to 15 hours to bake a turkey, to do all the sides, the seasoning, little giblets on the turkey, do all this work to have your in-laws yell at you, to have your mother yell at you, just to have an awful time. Why do we do this?
The overly political uncle.
Huh?
The overly political uncle barking at you.
Yes, political Andy. Yeah. I think I will be that guy someday. I'll be the political uncle yelling at all the young kids. God damn it, you fuckers! You keep voting for the goddamn Republicans. Why?
Your mother brings you along.
Want to put you in cages. God damn it!
Find out your mother gets invites to places and you don't get invites.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be me. That'll be me in like 20 years.
Yeah,
it was fine.
Carrie rocked her own Thanksgiving this year. She cooked it all for herself.
Nice.
And she knocked it out of the park. Great job.
Fantastic. Yes. Good job, Carrie. Even though I don't know what it is, but I'm going to say good job anyway. I'm going to assume.
Yeah, so she busted her ass for most of it, and I helped her.
Sure.
She was like, you better be ready to help me tomorrow no matter how stressed I am. I'm like, all right, but whenever you feel like you're getting stressed and you want to yell at me, just cut it in half right before it comes out of your mouth. But she made all this food, this nice spread, and I made some rolls. And our son, the first thing he said was, "My favorite thing was the rolls."
I mean, he's not wrong. A good Hawaiian roll is one of the best things about Thanksgiving.
I had like melted the butter onto it, and then I put some garlic powder on it. Oh man, it tastes just like this soft garlic bread. It was balling. I can understand why he said it was the best. Yes,
one of the best. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, I guess. Hope you all had fun. So Thanksgiving being over means we're moving on into the holiday season, gearing up with all these Oscar bait movies. I got some on the list here. I did go back and I watched Citizen Kane this week, because David Fincher is going to make a movie this year about the making of Citizen Kane, about Herman J. Mankiewicz. So I watched Citizen Kane for the first time. It was fine. It's fine, one of those. I feel like a lot of those old movies are just like, yes, they are very good. They're like the template. They're like the Model T, if you will, for like the car thing. The Model T was the first one to do it, and ever since then. It's been improvements and upon improvements, so it was very good.
Now we got Volkswagen Bugs.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a bunch of movies here. I'm curious if you've seen any of them or if you have any interest in seeing them, if you haven't seen them. First up, we have Da Fly Bloods, directed by Spike Lee. Any interest in seeing this film?
I haven't even heard of it. I'm sorry.
Never heard of it. Wow. Okay.
No.
That's interesting. I mean, I know you have I have, my finger on the pulse of all these movies, but I feel like Netflix does that thing where if they have one big release, they will market it the shit out of it for 2 weeks. They'll put it on the featured front page of Netflix, so it's kind of hard to avoid.
Top 10 or something. Yep.
Yeah. So you haven't seen this or heard of it?
I haven't seen the Five Bloods on there. I have. Maybe you go further down the list, I'll say that I've seen those down there.
Okay.
But no, I have not seen Da Five Bloods.
Da Five Bloods was very good. It's basically like Treasure of the Sierra Madre. I think I talked about this when I watched it, but it is one of those like bunch of guys go back to a country or they go to some place where there is treasure, and it's they could die because it's being guarded by some very nefarious, say natives. I don't know, the people that are living there don't want them to take it, and also there's the interpersonal arguing amongst themselves over who gets what, that sort of thing. It was very good. Next up, we have Mank from David Fincher, the movie I was just talking about Herman J. Mankiewicz, the screenwriter of Citizen Kane. Or the thing is that he's not credited very well. Orson Welles took a lot of the credit for writing that movie and directing it and starring in it. So it's one of those things where the actual writer of the movie didn't get as much credit as he deserved. It looks very good. It's coming out December 4th on the old Netflix. Next up, we have The Trial of Chicago 7. I have not seen this one yet. This is Aaron Sorkin's new movie about basically this one of those, these hippies, these communists are ruining our country, so we got to put them on trial for something. It's one of those movies. It looks
I've
okay.
Heard of this one.
Yeah. I want to check it out. Later on, I'll be talking about a movie that is sort of like that, where the public disruption, peaceful protest turns slightly violent, so the government uses that as an excuse to, put them on trial for basically speaking their mind. That movie is called, I have it down here, called Mangrove, directed by Steve McQueen. I'll talk about that later. Next up, we have the Adam Sandberg movie Palm Springs, controversial movie around these parts because you put this on, and Carrie was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I'm going to bed. Goodbye. Now, did you watch this movie or no?
I never finished it. No.
Okay.
We got about that far into it, and then I was like, fine, whatever. And then I turned it off and ended up playing a video game or something. So
yeah,
never returned to it. Forgot about it. In fact,
it's an incredible version of the Groundhog Day trope of just what would happen if a normal stoner dude got a hold of the Groundhog Day powers. It's an interesting one of those. It's got.
I don't know why she was hating on it so bad. Maybe it just wasn't what she was vibing that night. But I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's one of the best I've seen this year. The best of 2020 so far. And also another good one from 2020 is the Borat subsequent sequel film movie thing. Borat 2, basically. It is a lot more actually heartfelt and emotional than you would think it would be from Borat 2, from something called Borat 2. It has he has a woman playing his daughter, and that whole daughter storyline is very sentimental, very well done. And the girl playing his daughter is basically an unknown actress from, I want to say, Bulgaria or some Eastern European country. So not on top of having to learn English, she had to learn his mannerisms and his comedic timing, and I think she nails it. Absolutely, I think she does better in some scenes than Borat. Sacha Baron Cohen does in some of these scenes. Very well done. So definitely want to recommend that one. That could be up there for best something. I don't know, best supporting actress or something. Next up, we have Emma for best costuming, I would say, even though you didn't finish this film. Exceptionally
you remember it, huh?
I remember, yeah. I remember all the ones you didn't watch. You didn't watch Emma.
No,
you didn't finish No Country for Old Men. I remember.
Yeah, I did. I watched No Country for Old Men.
You said you didn't finish it. You said you saw it before, so you knew what the ending was. So you're just like, I got it.
No, I mean, I remember it quite vividly, and I was watching it again. So I mean, this one really, there was no real loss me not finishing it because I do recall.
Gotcha.
But Emma, yeah, totally straight up. Hell, I don't even get the name of the title right. I've been calling it Amelie or Amelie.
Yeah.
Every time I still do it. I did it off mic once to Carrie, and she's like, "It's not a French movie. Shut up."
That's funny. So this could go for best costuming, best set design, things like that. So
yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Yeah. Next up, we have I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Charlie Kaufman. If you've ever seen what's that movie he did? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, things like that. It's very much like that. It's one of those very cerebral, very quiet character pieces. I liked it a lot. I read the book and watched the movie, so they're both very good. What's his name? Jesse Plemons is in it. He's very good in this, so definitely check that out. Be up for some probably supporting actress roles or best actor roles, probably. Then finally we have The Invisible Man. This was from earlier this year, I think February or March, I think I want to say. Probably going to get a Best Actress nom for Elizabeth Moss in this movie. She was fantastic in it, as she always is. So I would highly recommend that one. That was one of the top ones this year. I believe I gave that one a 10 out of 10. One of like 7 or 8. Yeah, one of the 7 or 8 I did this year. So, yep.
She has a lot of control over her face, her facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like I remember a lot of close-up scenes in the previews for it where it was just like, I don't know, she does that scared, wide-eyed expression very well.
Yeah, she really does.
A lot can be just given in her facial expression. She doesn't even have to say words most of the time.
Yeah, she's an incredible actress. A couple more. The King of Staten Island, I have not seen. I've heard some praise for it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pete Davidson got a Best Actor nod or something for that. Maybe Best Screenwriting for that this year. Again, all these are these are not movies I would expect to see at the Oscars, but because of the COVIDs and the massive lack of actual big releases this year, I think we're going to see a lot of these smaller movies that were released on VOD get nominations that they wouldn't get otherwise in a normal year. Yeah. So Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always is a movie written and directed by Eliza Hittman. Stars Sidney, Flanigan, Talia, Ryder, and Théodore Pellerin. One of my favorites of the year. This is the movie about the girl who lives in rural Pennsylvania who has to go into New York City to get an abortion done because there's no abortion clinics around here that will do it. Also, she doesn't want her family to know about it, so she has to spend like 2 or 3 days in the city getting the operation done. So that was one of the best movies I saw this year.
Oh yeah, on one of our older podcasts, I grilled you on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
You shut me down because I'm not a woman.
Yes. Yeah. So another one I haven't seen is On the Rocks, a new Sophia Coppola film starring Rashida Jones, Bill Murray, Marlon Wayans, Jessica Henwick, and Jenny Slate. I haven't seen this yet, but I heard it's very good. I'm kind of hit or miss with Sophia Coppola movies. I really like. Everyone likes the Lost in Translations. Marie Antoinette, I think, was very good. I haven't seen all of the stuff she's done, but I can take her or leave her. This one's supposed to be very good though. It's called On the Rocks. One of those that are premium VOD. Came out a few weeks ago, I want to say. So I think that'll do it for my list. Do you have anything else I didn't mention that you think will probably be up for Oscar contention for any categories?
No.
Anything you've seen? Anything you've seen this year?
Well, I mean, besides all the stuff you told me to.
Yeah.
Queen's Gambit, I suppose. But I don't. I mean, there's been some hype behind that where it could be like one of those weird limited series noms. You know what I'm saying?
That would probably get an Emmy more than an Oscar. Seeing that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's why I was wondering if it was even qualified for that. Yeah. Actually, I mean, besides that, I've watched TV series. I haven't watched any straight up movies that I think from 2020.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Give me a homework assignment once in a while.
Give you a what?
Give me a homework assignment. Watch this.
Oh, yes. Let me see. So, yeah, like I mentioned, really quick, I mentioned Citizen Kane. Let's see. Coming out December 4th. Sean Fennessey, Amanda Dobbins from The Big Picture are extremely excited about this movie. They love David Fincher movies. Like I said earlier this year, they were doing a whole series on David Fincher movies. I think they stopped, or maybe that was in the rewatchables. Did a series of David Fincher movies. They did 7 and The Game, and I think there was another one in there. Forget which one, but yeah, I was disappointed that they didn't go all the way through them. But they are very excited about this movie, Mank, and they're going to do they're going to do a whole week on Fincher stuff next week, or maybe Citizen Kane stuff. I'm not sure, or not Citizen Kane, Orson Welles stuff. There's a bunch of them I got to catch up on. Orson Welles' movies. So this is going to try something different this week. Instead of boring you with all of my picks, all of my 2020 or the movies I've seen this week, I'm going to throw it to a segment I already pre-recorded yesterday, which I go through in detail. I recorded a thing yesterday about 20 minutes. Recorded everything in detail, some reviews, so I could go into deeper detail with them. And so I'm going to go to that right now. So as I just said, I will be reviewing 13 films that I have seen since the last podcast. I'm recording them by myself, so Dion doesn't have to sit through all of these reviews, and also I can go into much more detail. So, with that said, up first we have Citizen Kane, one of the best movies, one of the best reviewed movies. It is called one of the best movies of all time by a couple of people here and there have said that. Directed by Orson Welles, also starring Orson Welles, Joseph Cotten, and Dorothy Comingore. Comingore? Interesting name. This is following the death of publishing tycoon Charles Foster Kane. Reports scramble to uncover the meaning of his final utterance, Rosebud. It is widely believed that Charles Foster Kane, the character, was based off the real life William Randolph Hearst, who was an American businessman, newspaper publisher, and politician known for developing the nation's largest newspaper chain and media company, Hearst Communications, which is still around today. Hearst owns newspapers, magazines, television channels, television stations, including the San Francisco Chronicle, Houston Chronicle, Cosmopolitan, and Esquire. It owns 50% of the A&E Network's cable network group and 20% of the sports cable network group, ESPN, both in partnership with the Walt Disney Company. Citizen Kane itself is a fine movie. I feel like a lot of these movies from back in the day were the foundation, built the foundation for movies to come. I often compare it to a car, like it's the Model T. Citizen Kane is the Model T of every movie to come. It is very good, very compelling. Gave that an 8 out of 10. Next up we have Synecdoche, I don't know how you're supposed to say that, Synecdoche, New York, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, Samantha Morton, and Michelle Williams. Fantastic Michelle Williams role here. It's about a theater director struggles with his work and the women in his life as he creates a life-size replica of New York City inside a warehouse as part of his new play. So you have Philip Seymour Hoffman playing a director of a play that is being taken place inside a gigantic warehouse. The play is based on him. It evolves over time, but at the end, it becomes an actor playing Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, making another play inside a play. So it is extremely, extremely meta. One of the most bizarre movies, but also one of the most original and unique takes on film and plays and writing and producing and directing I've ever seen. So definitely check that out. Synecdoche, New York, directed by Charlie Kaufman. Next up, we have Patterson from 2016, directed by Jim Jarmusch, stars Adam Driver, Goldschmidt Farhani. Probably butchered that. And also Nellie the Dog. It's about a quiet observation of the triumphs and defeats of daily life, along with the poetry evident in its smallest details. Jim Jarmusch, the director of Patterson, is also known for directing recently The Dead Don't Die, Only Lovers Left Alive, and Broken Flowers. I've seen those, the first two I've not seen Broken Flowers. He was also known as the director of earlier movies such as Down by Law, Mystery Train, Stranger Than Paradise. I've seen Down by Law, and I've seen his most recent works. Patterson is very, very good. It is one of these movies where after it finished, I wasn't sure what I'd watched. I wasn't sure what it was about. Looked up some reviews, some pieces written about it, and people are saying the dog was a representation of Patterson, Adam Driver's character. The dog represented him very much, in so much as he was basically just a person observing life, observing the actions and the experiences around him without actually experiencing anything for himself. So that was very good. Enjoyed that very much. Gave that an 8 out of 10. Next up, same day, I saw His House from 2020, directed by Remy Weeks, starring, I'm going to butcher all these names unfortunately, Soap Derizu, Wunmi Masaki, and Malaki Wokoli Abga. A refugee couple makes a harrowing escape from war-torn South Sudan, but then they struggle to adjust to their new life in an English town that has an evil lurking beneath the surface. This is very, very good, very ethereal, very abstract. Scares, ghost scares, things in the wall, things that are moving inside the walls. Very, very scary, very tense. The atmosphere is very good. Amazing performances by all these actors. Very, very good. Check out His House on Netflix. Next up, watch Shirkers from 2018. This is a documentary directed by Sandy Tan. Stars Sandy Tan, Jasmine King-Kia-Nig, and Philip Chia. It's about a woman explores the events surrounding a film she and her friends began making with a mysterious stranger decades ago. This is about a woman and her friends when they were teenagers in Singapore, I want to say, directed a movie called Shirkers, and a man that turned out to be basically a con artist. He helped them create the movie and said he was going to edit it together and produce it. Never did any of that. Kept all the footage for himself. Disappeared for 20 years. 2011, 4 years after this man's death, Sandy Tan finds his ex-wife, and she informs her that she was in possession of the footage for Shirkers, minus the audio track. So she said everything except for the audio track. So unfortunately, they were not able to put that film together. In the preceding years, Tan decided to digitize the footage and use it to make something new, a documentary about the making of the film. It is very, very good. Highly recommend Shirkers from 2018. Next up, we have A Private Life from 2018, directed by Tamara Jenkins, starring Catherine Hahn, Paul Giamatti, and Gabrielle Reed. It's about an author is undergoing multiple fertility therapies to get pregnant, putting her relationship with her husband on edge. So this is a very small, very intimate, very personal movie about a couple trying desperately to have a child. At one point, their niece, I don't think, but not by blood relation, their niece agrees to be their surrogate. She does pretty much everything correctly, wants the help very badly. Unfortunately, it doesn't go well. She's not able to fulfill that obligation. And at the end, they are continuing to try. But it was a very amazing performances by Catherine Hahn and Paul Giamatti. I haven't seen Paul Giamatti in a lot of things recently, but he's still very good. Highly recommend this one. Give that a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Below the Man Down from 2019, directed by Bridget Savage Cole and Danielle Cruddy. Stars David Kaufman, David Pridemore, and Adam Wolf Mayerson. It is about Mary Beth and Priscilla Connolly attempt to cover up a gruesome run-in with a dangerous man. To conceal their crime, the sisters must go deep into the criminal underbelly of their hometown, uncovering the town's darkest secrets. It sounds very large-scale criminal operation, maybe in something like New York City, but it's in fact a small seaside town by the name of Easter Cove, Maine. Very good performances by everyone in this. Sophie Lowe, Annette O'Toole is in this. I didn't realize. Margot Martindale is in this. She's very good in this. Very good movie. Check it out on Amazon Prime. It was called Below the Man Down from 2019. Next up, Rashomon from 1950, directed, of course, by Akira Kurosawa, starring Toshiro Mifune, Machiko Kyo, and Masayuki Mori. It is about the rape of a bride and the murder of her samurai husband are recalled from the perspectives of a bandit, the bride, the samurai's ghost, and a woodcutter. So if you've ever seen a TV show or a movie where you have one event taking place from multiple points of view, this is the movie that started that trend, that theme, that type of storytelling. And it is very good. Of course, most of Akira Kurosawa's films are amazing. Again, setting the template, setting the tone for many, many movies to come, many stories to come. It was very good. Watch that on the Criterion channel. Give that an 8 out of 10. Then for next week's movie Cage Match, we will be discussing Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival. First, I watched Blade Runner 2049 from 2017, directed by Denis Villeneuve, starring Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, and Ana de Armas. It's about young Blade Runner K's discovery of a long-buried secret leads him to track down former Blade Runner Rick Deckard, who's been missing for 30 years. So, this is one of my favorite movies from that year, one of my favorite movies from the decade. Denis Villeneuve, I think, is my favorite director of that decade, one of my favorite directors working today. Fantastic cinematography by Roger Deakins, one of the best cinematographers working now. Just an incredible experience. I saw this when it came out in IMAX in 4K. Well, now I've seen it in 4K. Saw it in IMAX when it came out in theaters. Just incredible cinematography, incredible sound design. I believe Hans Zimmer did the sound design for this. Incredible movie, incredible experience. Ryan Gosling, I think, was built to play a replica. I'm not saying he can't be emotive, but he does. I think the thing he does best is be stoic and be simmering and just simmering angrily beneath the surface. Fantastic movie, fantastic performance by Ryan Gosling and Ana de Armas playing an AI robot friend companion in this. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Give that an 8 out of 10. Then we have Arrival up next. Again, directed by Denis Villeneuve in 2016, starring Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, and Forrest Whitaker. It is about a linguist works with the military to communicate with alien life forms after 12 mysterious spacecrafts appear around the world. I will say right off the bat, I believe some people might not enjoy this because they are sensitive to child deaths. This entire movie, spoiler alert for this movie, all movies, including this, it is about a child dying in the future. Amy Adams' character realizes this later on, that she can see the future, and her future involves her having a relationship with the Jeremy Renner character, them having a child, and that child dying of a unknown disease. I feel like if she knows what the disease is, she can work towards preventing her child's death in the future. Child dies, I believe, in the movie it shows her child dying possibly when she's 14, 15 years old, so that gives her, over a decade and a half to figure out a cure for the disease. But I believe the movie is really about, experiencing that and knowing you're going to experience that. And if you know in the future that you will experience death, a horrible death of a child, is it worth it to go through that experience anyway for those 15 years? So it's a very interesting thought experiment to think about. Moving on, we have The Nest from this year, 2020, directed by Sean Durkin, who directed Mary, Marcy, Marlene, something like that. Stars Jude Law, Carrie Coon, and Una Roche. This is about a life for an entrepreneur and his American family begins to take a twisted turn after moving into an English country manor. This is one of my favorite movies of this year. The cinematography, the pacing, the general feeling of the movie is very reminiscent of earlier movies I've watched this year from the 70s. These 70s horror movies starring Donald Sutherland, like Don't Look Now, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Very reminiscent of that feeling of that anxiety, that building dread throughout the movie. Very, very palpable. The Jude Law in this movie is playing a con man of the highest regard. He is an emotional manipulator, just like The Man in Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal, Charles Boyer in Gaslight, and Melissa McCarthy in For Can You Ever Forgive Me? Very, very emotionally manipulating. Basically forces his wife, Carrie Coon, to uplift her entire life, including her horse. She owns this horse, which she uses to train other people to make money. She's a horse trainer, and Jude Law uproots into his entire family to England, to near London, so he can make more money, he says. And everything he says is basically a lie. It turns out his boss, Jude Law, said his boss asked him to come back to England, which was not true. Jude Law basically begged his boss for his old job back. While he's there working, he is working towards one big deal as opposed to getting smaller contracts and working from there. The entire movie he spent trying to make this one big deal work so he could just make, I don't know, one six-figure check. But during that period, his money is running out faster and faster. It's very interesting because his wife slowly realizes this. She calls him on it during a dinner. She says, are we good? Or is our money situation good? He says, yes, absolutely. She says, okay, then I can order every expensive item on this menu. And she proceeds to, and you can see his face go white, but he can't say anything. He can never admit wrong. He can never admit that what he said was not the truth. So, very good movie. Very, very good movie. In fact, one of my favorites of the year so far. I give that a 9 out of 10. That called The Nest. I believe you can rent that on Amazon Prime. Next up, we have The Red Shoes from 1948, directed by Michael Powell and Ermac Pressburger, better known as Powell and Pressburger. They're famous for directing things such as The Red Shoes, Black, Narcissist, A Matter of Life and Death, and The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. So some very famous directors I'm just now getting acquainted with. So I saw The Red Shoes last night on Criterion Channel. Criterion Channel does amazing work reconstructing, remastering these old movies from the 40s and 50s and even earlier. They look absolutely incredible, and this one is no exception. The cinematography, the colors are so very, very vivid. This movie is basically about a young ballet dancer is torn between the man she loves and her pursuit to become a prima ballerina. So much of this movie takes place in the ballet that Anton Walbrook is creating. Marius Goring plays the titular ballerina, and Moria Shearer, or I believe Marius was the boyfriend, and Moria Shearer is the ballerina. But in any case, most of this movie takes place during the ballet that's called The Red Shoes. It is very well done. I watched Black Swan earlier this year, and it has reminiscent factors from the Black Swan. It is incredibly, incredibly well shot, well directed, even especially for that time period. I wish I had seen this a lot earlier. I give that an 8 out of 10. That was The Red Shoes from 1948. And finally, we have Columbus from 2017, directed by a man named Kogonata, one named man. The stars John Cho, Haley Lou Richardson, and Michelle Forbes. It's about a Korean-born man finds himself stuck in Columbus, Indiana, where his architect father is in a coma. The man meets a young woman who wants to stay in Columbus with her mother, a recovering addict, instead of pursuing her own dreams. This is a fantastic movie, again on Criterion Channel, so it looks amazing. John Cho is one of these guys that I feel like gets a short shrift, sort of like Robert Pattinson, who is mainly known for being in the Twilight movies, but I feel like has built an incredible catalog of films since then. He's an incredible actor, extremely, extremely underrated actor. John Cho is no exception. Since the movie, the White Castle movies, he's done some amazing work in the Star Trek films. He was in Searching from 2018, which was one of my favorite movies I've seen this year. Apparently, he was in the Grudge remake, which I haven't seen yet. It says it got 2 stars, so probably will not be checking that one out. He is rumored to be in the Cowboy Bebop live-action series remake of that series. I'm not sure if that's going to be a movie or a series on Netflix. He was in the American Pie movies. Very, very, very underrated actor. Fantastic actor. So definitely check out Columbus, which it reminded me a lot of Sophia Coppola's films, especially Lost in Translation. Has that very intimate, very locked. The camera's locked down a lot as you're watching the characters just move around the scene. Feels like a play. Extremely well-made movie. That was Columbus from 2017. You can find that on the Criterion Channel. So now we'll be going back to the podcast already in production. And so that was Damian, talking to Damian about the movies Damian saw this week. Thank you, Damian. boy, that guy can go on for a long time, can he?
My God, that was magnificent. The madman.
The madman, yes. Let me...
He's done it again.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, he's done it again.
He's done it again, yeah.
Damian.
Let me do something I've never done before and share with you a document, which is the list of movies I've seen this year. So I'm going to send this to you, and then just go through and go to the bottom there. I'm just curious if you want me to go into any you want me to talk about any of these movies that I've seen over the past couple weeks. Just while you're looking over that, I'm gonna literally name them off what I saw. I saw Citizen Kane, Synecdoche, New York, Patterson, His House, Shirkers, A Private Life, Below the Man Down, Rashomon, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, The Nest, The Red Shoes, Columbus, Mangrove, Lover's Rock, and Hard 8. So I'll put this list in the show notes from today. with my review. Not my review. Give it a number rating. I'll put those in the show notes. Anything on there you particularly want me to talk about? Anything you think maybe sounds interesting? Sorry, man, I know I throw this at you without any warning, but
no. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one thing, but the list is still opening on my computer. It's 41 pages, man.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see. Hold on. I'll stop on a random page.
So that's 41 pages.
It landed on Zodiac,
movies.
Yeah. Jesus. 342.
I'm sorry. 342. I'm 8 ahead at this moment on Sunday. Sunday the 29th.
I know it's probably a lot of work here, compiling this list and everything.
Yeah.
Did you perhaps maybe make it a little harder on yourself and like maybe put aside 5 movies? Like, I like a top 5. Like, here's the 300 movies I've watched so far, but here's the 5 that I really like out of this list.
You mean for this week? Like that, this week or just overall?
Overall, or the 300, like constantly updating list. You know what I'm saying?
The best 5. Yeah. So the best things I've seen this year, I would put them in, and I do have a list. The 10 out of 10, I rate them. 1 out of 10, 1 through 10. So I have a list of like I want to say 7 or 8 right now that are only 10 out of 10. So those would definitely be on the list. Below that, I guess I could go through them. I probably will be. I'll be doing that before the end of the year, putting a top 10 list together of best things I've seen this year, and maybe you're right. I can do a top 5 or top 10 of the entire list. So yeah, I'll be doing that before the end of the year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there one you want to talk about more than the other? I could just pick a random one out of nowhere, but I noticed towards the bottom of the list, I feel like we have been talking a lot about those ones. So the whole, probably the last 20 you've done, or the 20 before that, were all Halloween movies.
Yeah, they were.
They were scary movies. I'm at the top of the list. I'm looking at it, and I'm at Terms of Endearment, Bad Times at El Royale, Split. Oh, and then you watch Glass too. As a trilogy.
Not great. As a
not
trilogy.
Great? No?
Yeah.
So, did you like Unbreakable?
I liked Unbreakable very much. One of the best movies from that year. One of Mr. Shyamalan's, I would say, top 3 movies that he's done.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, very good, fantastic.
But Glass really sucked.
Glass
gave it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. One of the worst movies I've seen this year. Like I think I talked about it when I watched it, but yeah, just an overbearing focus on the theme of the movie, where you have Samuel Jackson's character, Mr. Glass, saying, "This is like a comic book. This is the part where the bad guy does this and the good guy does that." It's like, yes, I know. I'm aware of this, man. Like I said in that podcast, it's 2020. We don't need you to hold our hand through the themes of a comic book narrative. So there was one. So yes, I will highlight one movie from this last week that I've seen. I already said it on the review that everyone heard. But The Nest from 2020 this year, directed by Sean Durkin, starring Jude Law, Carrie Coon, and Una Roche, is about the life of an entrepreneur and his American family begins to take a twisted turn after moving into an English country manor. There are several movies I've seen this year, and just overall, where the movie is about a con man, but it's also he's a family man, and he's barely keeping his fingertips, like barely keeping a grip of his life. His life is unraveling very quickly because of the lies that he's told over time, over the last 15, 20 years. And so it's like Uncut Gems, where the guy is just trying to stay one step ahead of either the police or his wife, or his job is on the line because one deal might go through, and he's just trying desperately to get that one deal to go through, desperately trying to keep his wife, stay one step ahead of his wife, finding out about his finances, which are not very good. It is a very, very good one of those where it's just the anxiety is building and building and building up to the end, where he is, just trying to keep his secrets covered up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very nice.
Yep.
I'm still just looking at this list. I'm in awe.
Huh? Say it again?
I'm still just scrolling through this list. I'm in awe.
This is the first time I've
totally
shown this list.
overwhelmed.
I've been compiling this list all year. This is only half of the list. I don't know if you noticed. If you go up to the top, it starts at 154.
154.
I did that because I was tired of scrolling, opening the document, going to 1, scrolling all the way down to 200 and whatever it was. So I cut it in half. And
because it's not even just the title and the information. You got like a paragraph in here. You got your rating.
Yeah.
My oh my.
It's not that much, man. It's not that much.
No.
So what he's talking.
Let's do the math here. Let's do the math here. You're aiming for 365 movies.
Yes, sir.
Let's give it like on average a 2-hour runtime.
Yes, sir.
That's
a number.
I don't know.
Calculator.
That's a number. Yeah, 730 hours of your life.
365 times 2. No, 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, on an average, I assume like 2-hour runtime for a movie.
So
365. So it's like 730
times 120, right? Is that the math?
What's that?
365 days. So I've watched an average of one a day. So one movie you said is 2 hours. So it's 120 minutes. So if I times 120 minutes by 365, 43.
No, just times 2 by 365.
Not 2, no.
Those are the amount of hours you spent. Because you watch 365 movies at 2-hour time limit. If you wanted to break it down into minutes.
Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. 365 times 2. That's,
730?
730 hours, which is nothing. Yeah. Really.
Which is nothing, the man says.
Yeah, when you think about video games hours, I have multiple games where I have hundreds of hours in Rocket League and probably Hades now. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different. Well, I mean, maybe it's not so different. I don't know. I feel like when I'm playing a game, and maybe it's just me, but like I'm completely immersed, even though I might not like a game. Like time, like 30 minutes goes by super fast. I'm watching a movie. It's not always the case. There's got to be some movies on here we gave a 5 out of 10. I'm sure Glass didn't go by that fast,
No, it didn't at all.
So there's some movies in here that I'm sure it's like, I wish I had those 2 hours of my life back. But.
Yeah. We talked about this last week, I think, you were saying, is there a limit to the grotesque violence that I will subject myself to? And like you said, it's not like I said, it's not the violence or the sexuality, it's the boredom of watching like a 5 out of 10 movie. Glass, it's not really that painful to go through a movie like that. It's more painful to go through, not really painful, I would say, just extremely boredom is more so effective in something like, I'm trying to find it, the stuff on Criterion Channel. What did I watch? I watched Stalker, this old Russian movie from like the 70s. Something like that, where it's just extremely long one takes of a guy in a room talking to another person in the same room for minutes on end. That kind of stuff will kill my soul more than something like Glass, where it's, things are happening. The plot is moving. People are talking. There's action happening. I can. What am I trying to say? I can take that more than something like Stalker. Something like, an old foreign movie from the 70s where people are just talking. That's more painful to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, the plot can be dumb, but the movie's still rolling. So you're kind of
exactly
like,
something's happening.
We're moving forward with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Man, good work, man. Impressive.
Thanks. So people can't see this, but what it is basically just I write down the day I watched the movie, the name of the movie, the year it came out, director, people that starred in it, and a small little summary. Then I give my rating after that. So, yep.
Mostly, I mean, everybody's heard these too, right? These are all movies you've talked about on pods before this, and
the vast majority of them are. I skipped some of them where it's either a movie it's hard to explain, it's hard to say why I liked it, or it's something I'm sure you or Carrie have no interest in hearing about. So, yep.
Aw.
I mean, I have a pretty good sense of what you guys of your tastes for movies. So I feel like there's some that I can just skip over because it's something where you either heard of it, you've seen it before, or it's not really in your wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about this this one caught my eye. He most recently watched, there's 340 and 341 Mangrove. It has 2 parts to it?
Yeah, so what this is Steve McQueen's, he has a 5-part series called the Small Axe series, which is about black Bahamian, what do you say? Somebody from Bahamas.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, not Bohemians. Something, yeah, people from Bahamas. Huh? Bahamas?
Bahamas.
People that emigrated from the Bahamas to London in the 1970s and 80s. Basically little small, not small.
Bahamans.
Huh?
Bahamans.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is what it is? I don't know. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah, Mangrove is a movie. I'll just read the description here. Mangrove tells a true story of the Mangrove Nine, who clashed with police in 1970. The trial that followed was the first judicial acknowledgement of behavior motivated by racial hatred within the Metropolitan Police. So this is, one of those like I said, they are peacefully protesting the police brutality and police harassment in this neighborhood that was going on for a couple of years, and there was this trial based on a peaceful protest that got violent, and 9 of them were taken into custody, and there was a trial that lasted about 2 months. Each person represented themselves. Each person gave their own testimony. Spoiler alert for the true story: they all sort of successfully argued their case and successfully got off without any doing any jail time. But it is one of those very good, depictions of, police brutality, police racial discrimination of black people and immigrants during that time. So that was very good. That was called Mangrove. These are all on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, these are coming out every week. The first one came out, I believe, November 9th. They'll be coming out every Sunday. The next one is Lovers Rock. It is part 2 of the Small Axe trilogy, or the 5-part Small Axe film series.
It's 5 parts.
It's a 5-part film series, yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's not a TV series because there are full-length features, so it's a little different.
Wow.
Yeah. So this one, Lovers Rock, is about a single evening at a house party in the 1980s. West London sets the scene, developing intertwined relationships against a background of violence, romance, and music. So this is basically just a small, intimate party. It all takes place in the same house. A lot of it takes place in the same room, but it is about just a woman going to a party, meets a guy, sort of falls in love with him, and just spends the night with him. Some incredible moments with the music I've never heard of before. Like I said, a bunch of Caribbean people from the Bahamas singing and dancing to music that they grew up with. I'm assuming. Some very good, amazing scenes of this visceral, you can smell the scene, you can feel what it feels like to be in a party in the 1980s in West London. It's very, very well done. Yeah, so give that an 8 out of 10.
Right. Cool.
Anything else
good description.
you want me to talk about here?
Nope.
No. Okay. So that
I could just keep picking a movie at random and we talk about it all day if you want.
We could go through all of these, yeah. But like I said, I did the last 10. Yeah, I did the last 12 on that little segment I recorded yesterday. So I talked about a bunch of these. You can go back and listen to it if you want.
Right, I will.
When I post it. Yeah,
I was actually the one that suggested that idea. Actually, I found that for some reason the one time that you had done it before, I listened more intently. Maybe because I was in podcast listening mode as opposed to listen to my co-host.
Yeah, it's different. Whole different.
Different modes.
Mental
I'm giving you like a 60% effort right now.
Right.
But when I listen to the podcast, I give you 100.
Nice. That's cool. Good to know. Dion, what have you been watching this week? Have you finished The Queen's Gambit or no?
I have not finished Queen's Gambit. I moved on to the next episode. She took a gut punch. It's gonna be interesting to see how she bounces back. It's weird because she's an orphan, and it's just they're so desensitized to a lot of stuff. But deep down, they still want someone to love them, to have a place where they feel comfortable and accepted. And it's when you finally think you got something like that, and then it gets taken away from you again. It's just it's heartbreaking. And she doesn't show a lot of real. I mean, she goes through many emotions, but it doesn't seem like it really registers a lot of the time. She's a very stoic person, but like certain ones, it's just like, that has to hurt. That sucks. That sucks for you. And it's going to be interesting to see how it affects the game she plays, her life moving forward, or it just got flipped on its head. So I still really enjoy the show. I'm gonna keep watching. See what else did I watch. Watched Blade Runner and in anticipation for the cage match.
Yes, sir.
It was a movie.
Oh boy.
Did you say this was one of your favorite movies?
It is one of my favorite Denis Villeneuve movies. One of my favorites of the decade. It is like I would say the visuals. I am attracted to more than the story itself. I feel like the plot of the movie is a little meandering,
yes,
yeah, a little out there. Doesn't have much going for it plot wise, but it is visually sumptuous, and the sounds are incredible. You just going through traveling through the city, seeing where he lives, seeing where he eats, the ground floor of Los Angeles in 2049 is gritty and grimy. It feels lived in. I feel like this is a great example of making a scenery, make a scene and a setting and an environment that you can just feel like you can reach out and touch it. So yeah, the visuals of this movie, I feel like surpass most of it, the rest of it.
Yeah. There was one scene in it that really got. It was like I don't know what you call it. It was like a club, but like it was abandoned, kind of. And everything was malfunctioning. You know how they got the holograms throughout, like most of the movies, all the advertisement boards. So there was a scuffle going on, and they kept the holograms kept appearing, and like music was playing, and then it gets silent again, and all you could hear was the sounds of the fight.
Oh yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Throwing each other over tables and stuff like that, and then a couple seconds later, the lights would go back on, and then you'd hear some like. Bootleg Elvis singing like a jukebox, like someone just punched the jukebox.
Right.
That was fun. I enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
I can't say that I enjoyed the whole movie. I got Batista was in it.
Yeah.
I knew he was in it. I forgot he was in it, and then I remembered when I saw it. I thought he had a bigger role, but I was a little disappointed to see him go out early. But still, that's a big pull for him. That was a pretty big movie, right?
Yeah, very big. Yep.
Yeah. So good for him. He's
yes.
on his way to taking down The Rock.
Yeah.
The Crown. Been watching The Crown with Carrie.
Yep.
We haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I think I saw in the notes that you have.
I did, yeah.
Man, I really don't like the Prime Minister's voice. I know you guys were pretty impressed with it, but it bothers the hell out of me.
I think it's supposed to bother you.
Why, though?
Because she's a very unlikable person.
Do you think it's exaggerated?
Huh?
Do you think it's exaggerated? I mean,
No.
I've never talked to Margaret Thatcher before personally, but
I mean, there's examples out there.
She's intentionally grating on you, or is it just like personality that's supposed to? Yeah.
No, I think the whole portrayal of her and her as a person was supposed to be, this person is not a good person. This person is unlikable, unrelatable. I think the entire persona of her that Gillian Anderson is portraying is supposed to be one of, ew, why? You're so robotic and unhuman-like. I think a part of that was to make her so unlikable.
It's funny you say like robotic and human-like and make you unlikable. What do you think of the royal family? Because honestly, I got to the episode where the queen, she's griping about how she doesn't have a favorite.
Yeah.
Or she's swearing she doesn't have a favorite.
Right.
And she's talking about how she wasn't the mother that she probably could have been or wanted to be. And it's like, there was a scene where Princess Di gives her a hug, and she couldn't hug back. And I get that part. I get that part in particular, but like maybe it was the same episode or maybe an episode before that where her own daughter was like all her kids are going through some kind of shit, and she's just like treating it like stiff upper lip. This is what we got to do. When all these kids freaking want is a hug.
Yeah, exactly.
Give your kid a hug, man. Shit. It's like, I used to think that kings and queens and royal families were cool, and I think I still kind of do when there was like maybe when it's portrayed like Hollywood, there's wars involved, like the king's on the front line, and it's like conquest and everything. And I do like the political aspect to a lot of stuff, but it's like it's so unlikable as like a parent watching it. It's just like, why do you have to be like this? You're the queen. Like, you don't have to be like this robot that everybody expects you to be. You can show emotion, and definitely show emotion to your own children. Right. But like, they send them off to boarding schools and I don't know, fancy schools to turn them into proper gentlemen, and they don't see these kids for years at a time sometimes. Right. Well, I don't know if years, but it's crazy to me. And I'm watching it. It's just like, just hug your damn kid. And maybe he wouldn't be such an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the monarchy. I feel like a constitutional monarchy is not the optimal way to govern a country. Because like you said, I don't know if you got into this part yet, but there's a part where she gets into conflict with the prime minister because she said anything. Like it wasn't meant to be taken negatively or positively. It's just like, you can't make any comment towards how the prime minister is running the country. So what is the point of you if you can't even make any sort of influence over the country, policy wise, economic wise, or anything? If you can't say anything that influences the route the country is taking at all, what is the point of you? You know?
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, the show's, it's showing like them turning into celebrities, basically.
Yeah.
Losing their powers and just kind of becoming everybody look over here, like this was the royal family. Yeah. And, put them out in front of people and do the little wave and whatever. It cracks me up too, because they were sitting there and it's like they would get pissed at Princess Diana because she was so likable. Everybody loved her, right? Particularly Charles. Like, he was like, "This was supposed to be my time," and even the Queen was like, "You didn't have to go so hard." She's like, "What do you mean I went hard? I was just playing the wonderful wife." And she's like, "You went a little hard. You did. Rein it back a little bit." But everyone loved her, and then they're sitting there. It's like, why don't we get that kind of respect? It's like, because you guys act like assholes. Yeah. Be human. Yep. I mean, they probably could have kept more power if like they had a larger base behind them. Right. And it's just the way they approach everything. Just I'm a robot and this is the way things are now, and I'm just gonna get pissed at my role instead of like trying to rally people behind you. It's just it's just very frustrating to watch, and honestly, I feel like they deserve it. Plus, I mean, at this point in life, like, monarchies are dumb. Like, kings and get rid of the whole thing. It's a good show. Yeah, it's a good show. Trying to think if there's anything left that I might have watched. No.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, pretty much all the same stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, I watched or finished The Crown season 4. I'll probably be moving on to Queen's Gambit pretty soon.
Cool.
Got a long, I'll check that out. I got a long week ahead of me. Like I said, I'm 8 ahead on my movie watching, so I should have a little bit of time coming up to catch up on the Queen's Gambit. Yeah.
Yo, should we start playing chess?
Should we play chess online?
Yeah, I mean, you fancy yourself as an intellectual?
I do. Yes.
As me and you should start playing a gentleman's game.
The gentleman's game, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you can do it on your iPhone, you know that?
I will take your rook, bitch.
Have you ever played chess?
I've never played chess in my life, no.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I talked about it a little last time. It's just like, I dabbled, And I learned that the 4-move checkmate. I didn't know it last time, but it's called a scholar mate.
That's what I said. I said that, and you're like, no.
Oh. Well, then you were right, and I apologize. It goes to show you. But you wouldn't be able to stop me if I did the scholar mate too. So, checkmate.
Atheist.
But yeah, we'll play it sometime.
Yeah, we should.
I'll teach you.
All right, teach me.
You're gonna watch this show, and you're gonna be like, you're gonna feel like an idiot because you don't like just watching these people break down these plans and these moves all in their head, playing things in advance. You're gonna be like, holy shit, what have I done with my life? It makes chess look cool. Like, I don't know, everybody should be chess players after they watch this. So I'll eagerly await you challenging me to a chess match after you watch this series.
Nice. All right, I will bring it. I'll bring my chess to you. What I know about chess is that white has the advantage, right? They go first. White goes first.
They go first.
Yeah. Yep. As they do usually. Let's move on to that guy game. Let's skip this little article here. Move on to that guy game. You're notoriously bad at knowing what that guy is, so I rounded up some names of popular that guys and that ladies. Actually, is there any ladies in here? There's no ladies in here, unfortunately. There's some very famous.
I just want to say before you have this game with me.
Sure.
You're gonna love my that guys for Blade Runner.
Okay.
Because they are actually that guy.
I'm trying to think who. Oh, but Batista? That's not that guy.
No, it's not Batista. That was Carrie's first guess too. I'm like, that's not that guy. I corrected her.
I'm trying to think who could it be. Anyway, we'll talk about it next week. So I got a list here of that men. There, like I said, there are some that ladies, but I didn't do that because I'm a misogynist. A bunch of that guys. Correct. We can go through. Yeah, a bunch of that guys. So, are you ready? What we're gonna do is I tried to figure out a way of doing this a bunch of different ways, but I'm just gonna go straight ahead and just name them off, and you tell me one thing that they've been in, and you got to tell me, are they a that guy or are they not a that guy? Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
I gotta at least be able to see their face.
Huh? Oh, you gotta see their face?
At least be able to see their face.
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna show you their face, but then it's like, how about this? I'll show you their face if you correctly guess if they're that guy or not. Okay? Okay. Well, how about this? I'll just name them off, and you'd be like, if you say I don't know who that person is, then I'll show you their face.
Okay.
So first off, we have Paul Giamatti.
He was in a man. He's. What am I supposed to be doing here? Tell you the movie he was in?
Yeah, tell me a movie they're in, and if you think, like, I have a list here of people that are that guys, and you just got to tell me. Well, I was gonna be a game where I'm gonna have you name if they're that guy or not, but I got to just go ahead and tell you that they are all that guys. So you just tell me like one movie they're in, and if you agree or not. How about we do that? You agree or disagree whether they're that guy or not. How about that?
He's a that guy, yeah.
He is that guy. Can you name one thing he's been in?
He was in a boxing movie.
Cinderella Man.
Yeah. With Russell Crowe.
Right? Yes. So I just showed him a picture of him. You know him, right?
I do know him, yep.
Yes.
What else was he in? He's in something else that I couldn't.
He's in Billions.
Put my finger on.
He is pig vomit in Howard Stern's Private Parts.
Nope.
No? Okay. You never seen Private Parts? It's a great movie. Huh?
Man, long time ago. Long time ago.
Okay. Let me see here. I know he's been in so much shit. Hold on. Sideways. Big Fat Liar.
Nope.
So many things. American Splendor.
All of the things.
He was the Rhino in The Amazing Spider-Man Part 2.
What?
No? Did you see Amazing Spider-Man Part 2? Did you see Amazing Spider-Man Part 2?
I feel like I did, yeah. That's the one. Yeah, it's Garfield, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like I have.
Okay.
Maybe I haven't.
This is gonna take forever. Let me move on.
Yeah. Okay.
John Carroll Lynch. Do you know Mr.
Zodiac.
John?
That was your guy.
Zodiac. Yes, very good. Yes, my that guy for that movie, or one of my that guys. I can't tell if you're seeing what I'm seeing.
Oh. Oh yeah.
I need
Okay.
to-
You're showing stuff on Discord. All right.
That guy. Yeah.
Yep. That guy.
Yeah.
Guy reminds me of
Stephen
Aaron.
Huh?
That guy reminds me of Arron.
Yeah, very much so.
See it?
Stephen Tobolowsky. Stephen Tobolowsky.
I don't know that guy.
You don't know that guy. Okay. That'll be Needle Ned Ryerson from Groundhog Day.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
He was this dude in Independence Day?
Yeah, James Rebhorn.
Was he like a Secretary of State?
Yeah, Dean's moving ahead, but yes, James Rebhorn.
No, I'm sure this old guy that you got showing.
I know, but I'm just weird. I wasn't at that point yet. But it's fine.
I'm sorry.
James Rebhorn.
That wasn't Stephen Tobolowsky.
It was not. No, this is not Stephen Tobolowsky. This is James Rebhorn.
Oh, what's the other guy look like? I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, are you only showing me the ones that I say that are?
I'm only going to show you the ones you're talking about. We're currently talking about. Yes, but I'm scrolling through them too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Stephen Tobolowsky. So we have images of Stephen Tobolowsky, that guy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day. You got it.
Groundhog Day, yep.
That's the guy you talk about.
So
My bad.
backing up, William Fichtner. Do you know Mr. William Fichtner?
That guy. No, I don't know him.
Think about the beginning of the Dark Knight, the bank teller in the Dark Knight. No?
Nope.
Okay. This is Mr. William Fichtner.
Oh, he wasn't a bank teller. He was the bank manager.
Manager, yeah.
He's the one that came out with the gun.
Yeah.
He's in a show too. What is that show? Mom.
I've never seen Mom. Never heard of Mom.
It's got Anna Faris in it.
Okay. Next up, we have Dylan Baker.
I don't know him.
Okay. Dylan Baker. This is Dylan Baker.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think you've seen any movies he's been in. He's a very good actor. Mr. Gary Cole.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He is. What has he been in?
Let me see his face. He's Ricky Bobby's dad.
Yep. What else? Office Space. He's the
the manager. Yeah.
Manager in Office Space.
Need you to. Okay. All right.
Okay. Paul Gleason. I'm not even sure who Paul Gleason is. You gotta pull him up.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy.
Nope.
What? Excuse me. You've never seen
Nope.
You've never seen The Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, is the principal. Huh?
Jesus Christ. Yes. Oh yeah, that guy. All right, you know
that guy, yeah.
Yeah. Next up we have J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
He's in everything.
Stephen Root. We know Stephen Root now, right? Please tell me. Yes. Yep, we know him.
Do we?
He was in. He was in a movie reviewed very, very recently.
Office Space.
Huh?
We
Office
review
Space.
that,
Yes.
but he's Office Space, right?
Yes. That guy.
Oh, he's your dude. That guy.
Yeah.
He was the bank. The bank. Why are these guys all bank managers? I guess that's the point of that guy, huh? Like
Yeah,
anytime there's
be
a
a
movie
bank
with a bank
manager.
manager, that's that guy.
Yeah. They play bank managers very
Okay.
well. Yeah. pretty sure you haven't heard of this next guy, M. Emmett Walsh. Are you familiar with the Mr. M. Emmett Walsh?
No. I'm also really bad with names, though.
Yeah. So he's in Knives Out. Apparently, he's the guy with the film. Oh, he's the security guy on the property of the house. Is this guy? They had a picture of him in the movie.
Was he showing video?
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
right. Now I know.
Yep. Next up we have
looks like Kelsey Grammer almost. Or no. Yeah. Who's the guy that played Beast?
Beast?
Beast.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
Grammer? Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah.
Grammer?
Right?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Are you familiar with Mr. Luis Guzman?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He was waiting.
Waiting, yes, exactly.
He's pretty much any role. He was Jumanji too, right?
I haven't seen Jumanji 2.
Not Jumanji 2 as in like Jumanji 2.
Jumanji as well?
Yes.
I don't... Possibly. I don't know. I haven't seen the first Jumanji in a long time.
Yes.
Let me see. Jumanji. I don't know how you spell it.
Jumanji.
Doesn't seem to be showing anything.
The new one with The Rock.
Huh? The new one with The Rock?
New one with The Rock.
I don't know. Journey to Mysterious Island?
Oh yeah. Okay. The other island one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other island one with The Rock.
The other movie where The Rock is in a t-shirt and bald-headed and sweating.
Yes.
So many. There's like Journey 2. There's fucking Rampage, Skyscraper, and Jumanji. It's like, dude, pick a different movie, please.
Well, Jumanji and Center of the Earth were really egregious because the costume changed. It was non-existent.
There's none.
He's wearing the same exact thing on the same shooting location. It's like they filmed two movies at the same time.
And you got Vanessa Hudgens basically playing Karen Gillan. She's got shorts and a t-shirt and a blouse or whatever. It's like, you are not prepared for the jungleness, ma'am. That is not attire appropriate for the wilderness. Yep. So,
true.
James Cromwell. You know Mr. James Cromwell.
Right. He is, he was the warden in Green Mile.
I don't know about that. Let's see. Oh, the warden, yes. Hale Moores. I was gonna say, yeah, he's Pig, Mr. Pigman in the Babe. You done well, Babe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you done well, Babe. Right? That's the phrase.
You done well, Pig. You done well, Pig.
That'll do, Pig is the name. Is people?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Man, we just butchered it twice.
Peter Stormare. We done this last week, but we'll do it again. You know this guy from Armageddon?
Yeah, he's Armageddon, yes.
Big Lebowski, Fargo.
Yes, Fargo.
Yep. John Constantine played the devil in that one. He was very good in that. Next up, we have Richard Jenkins. You know Richard Jenkins from The Shape of Water.
I do?
Yes.
Let me check.
Huh?
What was he in Shape of Water?
He was like the main guy.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Was he in Step Brothers too?
Yes, he was in Step Brothers. Yep.
He was the dad.
Yep.
Weird.
I first saw...
I guess I didn't make that connection when I was watching Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Maybe I did.
I first saw him in 6 Feet Under. very good in that. Moving on, Kurt Fuller. I'm not even sure of this one. Kurt.
Yeah, I don't know Kurt Fuller.
Let's find out together. Oh, yeah, that guy. He was in
that guy.
No Holds Barred. Right?
He was in a movie that was like, he was a snarky... Oh, Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Boy.
Yep. Yeah, definitely one of those guys. Yep, very good. Philip Baker Hall. Just saw him last night.
I didn't know.
If you've watched a lot of what's the guy's name? Anderson. This guy is in a bunch of the what is this fuck? I can't think of the guy's name. Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Magnolia. What's the porn one? I can never remember the name of.
The porn one?
The porn one, yeah. The Boogie Nights. He's in Boogie Nights. He's in apparently he's in Seinfeld. He's let's see. This guy in Seinfeld.
I feel like he was in a movie where someone was on his breathing tube.
Yeah, Magnolia.
I don't remember watching Magnolia though.
Well, you might have seen part of it, just not realized it.
Maybe.
Philip Baker Hall, Magnolia. No, not a breathing tube. There's a dying guy in it. He plays the game show host in Magnolia. I haven't seen that in a long time.
It might have been Modern Family.
Modern Family? Okay. Yeah.
Modern Family. It's a sitcom.
Yeah, I know, but I don't watch shit TV. Let's see.
Right.
Modern Family. Could be. This guy? Yeah, apparently. Yep. That guy. Moving on. Christopher McDonald. You know him, Christopher
Easy.
McDonald.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yep. Yep.
I don't know what else.
I eat little shits like you for breakfast.
Yes, that's all.
Yep.
That's all. Does he even have another role?
Yeah, he's been in many things. Let's see. Happy Gilmore, Grease 2, apparently. Thelma and Louise, Grumpy Old Men. I remember him in SLC Punk. You ever seen that movie?
Nope.
The Faculty, Quiz Show. Bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff. Yep. Next up, we have David Koechner. You know David Koechner?
Whammy!
Yes, that guy. Yeah, very much of that guy.
Office. He was in Office too.
Yeah, The Office guy. Yep. Brendan Gleeson. Not sure if you've seen anything.
Don't know him. Never heard of him.
Brendan Gleeson. This guy. Have you seen Harry Potter?
I have.
He's this guy in Harry Potter.
Oh, is it the one with the lazy eye?
Yeah, this guy.
It says you've been disconnected. I can't see the poster.
You've been disconnected. You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Let's try 480 resolution, 15 frames a second. Let's see if your stuff can handle that.
Yeah, Professor Moody.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I see it
Yeah.
now.
He is in he's got a son, Domhnall Gleeson. Domhnall Gleeson is a fantastic actor as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
That facial hair. Just one giant red ball.
Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson was in Star Wars. He was this guy in the Star Wars.
What?
Yeah.
He looks totally different without a goatee.
Right. Yep.
That guy was pretty funny.
He was very funny. Next up we have John Hawkes.
No.
Well, until you see him. John Hawkes was in. You've seen a movie recently with him in it. He played one of the three guys trying to wrangle votes in Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Apparently in Deadwood as well. I never saw Deadwood.
No.
Let me see what else.
Looks like J.C. Chavez trying to steal Orlando Bloom's mustache from Pirates of the Caribbean.
J.C. Oh, okay, yeah, the NSYNC guy. Yeah, I was like, who? The what? Yeah. The what and the what? I'm trying to think of what I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Let me see movies. Winter's Bone, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, The Perfect Storm. What was he in? Marcy May Marlene? Yeah, Martha Marcy May Marlene is a fantastic movie. That was the first movie from the guy that directed the movie I was talking about earlier, The Nest. Great movie. You should check that out. Martha Marcy May Marlene. Lastly, we have Mr. Walter Goggins. I think we talked about him recently, and you said he was in Deadwood. He was not in Deadwood. He was in the Justified.
Sons of Anarchy.
Justified.
Justified. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shield. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I mean, supporting actors. Sure. I don't know. I feel like there's a point at some point where it's just like you've been in enough stuff as a supporting actor that you kind of move up a tier. I guess it'd be like the best that guy, right? So out of this list, we'll make a different game. The best. I'm going to give you 3 that I think are probably the best that guys. And you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But I'm going to go with Walton Goggins, J.K. Simmons, and Louise Guzman.
Guzman.
Yeah.
I really like. So this is just a preferential list. I would say Peter Stormare for me. It's fantastic in everything he's in. Stephen Root can do amazing things. Like he puts on an accent in Get Out. That's incredible. Does a very good Southern accent. And Paul, I was going to say Paul Giamatti. It's a toss-up for me between Paul Giamatti and Brendan Gleeson. Both fantastic that guys.
I want to take Guzman out. And hold on a second. Nope. Who's the guy that plays in the Green Mile?
That was
James Cromwell.
James Cromwell, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw him in instead.
Okay.
No, my list, my top 3 was basically the 3 that I think are in the most shit.
Okay. Yeah, the most successful shit.
But actually, I do really like Cromwell. I like his acting. Goggins, yeah, his character's always very interesting. Very it can be wormy sometimes. Funny. He can be funny too. J.K. Simmons, he's fun too. I like him.
Yes.
He's also Jonah, right? J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a lot of he's a good talker.
Yeah. He does the scary thing well. I feel like a lot of these guys can be scary very well. One of their wheelhouses is being scary. J.K. Simmons in Whiplash was one of the scariest people I've ever met. Not met, but saw on screen. Did you ever see Whiplash?
I don't know.
It's the one about the jazz drummer.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, definitely check that out.
I'll check it out. Yeah, because I'm interested to see this villain kind of role you're talking about. Because I remember seeing him in Juno.
Yeah,
and he seemed very. I feel like I've seen him in more like affectionate roles.
Right.
So you saying that he's a little twisted or whatever in those other ones? That's interesting.
One of his first major roles, and I haven't seen it before, but Oz on HBO. He played a neo-Nazi.
Okay.
In jail.
Oh.
Yeah. He takes a shit on somebody's face. Yeah.
Shit.
It's
Man.
Yep.
All right, maybe I watched it. It's like when people talk about, it's like, oh yeah, you know this guy. Oh man, that dude was crazy. He's like, oh, he's not crazy anymore. Yeah. He's really calmed down. Like I've seen this stuff. J.K. Simmons. Oh, he's really calmed down. He's a better person now.
Yeah.
He's not taking shit on people's faces anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll do it for that list and for the show. We went a little long. Yeah. Absolutely.
You educated me.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we didn't really go long, I don't think. Cause
took a break.
Had to have that little break.
Yeah. So promoting stuff this week, we got movie Cage Match this week. Epic long, well, not very long, but epic sci-fi movies from the last couple of years. Denis Villeneuve's 2040 Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival, both directed by Denis Villeneuve. Blade Runner 2049, the cinematography is done by the great Roger Deakins. So I enjoyed both of those very much. Deanne, you've seen?
I too. Yeah. I've watched both. Arrival. I enjoyed Arrival. Yep. I talked a little bit about the Blade Runner today. So
yeah,
tune in next week for my complete analysis.
That is correct. So
science stuff. Science bitch.
Science fi.
Science fi. Bitch.
Science fi, bitch. Science fiction, bitch. So that goes. Yeah, we got it. So for Can I Say Something number 95, I've been Damian.
I've been Deej.
And we'll see you next week.
I've been Deej.
Yeah, I couldn't. You broke up a little bit. I couldn't hear you. Let's try that again. For Can I Say Something, I've been Damian.
So nice. We do it twice. I've been Deej.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll hit my